Alright, we are live. At least I'm not too late this time. But yeah, I could have started the stream like 5 minutes ago, but I just had to use the restroom. I was out with some friends. I'm generally always late for streams when I have to hang out with friends, but if I'm home all day, I'm never late. Anyway, here's our leaderboard for Pokemon Platinum. We'll be doing a solo run today, a random solo run. So as of right now, Palkia is still first place on our leaderboard. Hopefully we get something that's decent. We have got a lot of Pokemon in the Flint and Byron tiers. N1. I replaced the moon streams with the moon videos. It's on the schedule. Here, I'll bring it up for you. Right here. Friday, Moon Venusaur video, random, Pokemon Platinum, 9 p.m. Well, 9:45 now, but just ignore that. Alright, so let's find out what random Pokemon we got. And, whatever it is, we're only going to have 30 minutes to plan it. Okay, I will need this up. Tyrogue? Oh god. That would be awful. Alright. Oh. Alright, who's it gonna be? Haven't I already played this? I don't think I have I? No, I haven't. Dude, Scott literally just did a run on this. Yeah, I have not played Cherim. Yeah, why don't we figure out what kind of Pokemon we're dealing with? I don't know, part of me wants to reroll because I know Scott just played this, but I don't know. Do you guys think I should reroll? Because this was literally a run Scott did like 2 weeks ago on a video. This was his most recent Platinum run. Do you guys think I should reroll just for something interesting? Reroll? Okay. Not because I don't want to play this, it's just because like Scott just played this, you know? I'm not saying like everything I do has to be dependent on him. But, you know, like his most recent video was Heart Gold with, Beedrill? Yeah, Heart Gold with Beedrill. It'd be the equivalent if I played Beedrill, or if I played Heart Gold next week, and it ended up being Beedrill. I'm like, yeah, let's do something else. Let's reroll. Just to be a little more interesting. Okay, that's an interesting one. Okay, Donphan. A slow ground type. Actually, I want to compare this to another Pokemon I've played. Rhyperior. Okay, so yeah, Donphan actually has 10 more speed, slightly more special attack, worse attack, but overall still pretty good. I think pure ground is better than ground rock because the rock typing like does nothing for it. Like look at this, see? Water, grass, and ice. Water, grass, and ice. The rock typing literally gives it 3 more weaknesses. Ground, steel, and fighting. But in terms of resistances, we're going to resist poison and rock. Well, yes, it gets more resistances, it gets more weaknesses too. Oh, this should be the Platinum moveset. Yeah, Platinum moveset. So it looks like we're going to start with Flail, Defense Curl, Growl, and Horn Attack. We're probably going to have to get level 19. Wait, what XP group is Donphan in? Medium Fast. Okay, not too bad. Let's see. We do get Rock Polish for speed. Unfortunately, in terms of setup moves, we really don't get any. It's literally just Rock Polish. So we're going to have to Rock Polish before some fights and just sweep with pure offensive coverage. It's not going to start with Firefang or Thunderfang. We have to get to Pastoria City and use the Heart Scale. Oh, but looking at tutor moves, Ancient Power, Block, Bounce, Earth Power, Endeavor, Gunk Shot, Headbutt, Iron Defense. Rollout might have to be a move we hold on to, actually. Oh yeah, absolutely. Because other than Rollout, we're going to have to wait till Mount Coronet to get Rock Slide. Wait a minute. Okay, Rock Slide. It does learn Rock Slide right here. We do get Rock Tomb as well, but we're not going to gain stab coverages. Earthquake at 46. That's not the best. At least the TM for Earthquake we can get very early on. We got to beat Gardenia first. But I think we're going to need Rollout for Gardenia. Like, set it up on the Turtwig. I don't think this is going to need much planning. I think the one thing I want to figure out, what level do I need for, like, speed EVs to, like, outspeed most of the threats? Because as long as we have one Rock Polish, that really cares is we outspeed the first Pokemon. Crash Awake will be a problem? It actually would be, yes. But we could just get the Thunderfang move from the tutor. But the problem is we're going to get hit with Intimidate, and there's no way we can get a White Herb. You might want level 31 for Fantina. For Assurance? I don't know. I mean, we also get Knockoff, but to be fair, we're probably going to need a decent level for Gardenia anyway. Alright, I'm going to actually look up White Herb. Unobtainable. Pickup at level 41. Wait, what are Donphan's abilities? Literally just sturdy. That is pure garbage. Knockoff with 20 base power is weak. And not just that. In earlier gens, Knockoff did not have that bonus boost. White Herb was removed for racism. No it wasn't. It's still in the game to this day. Only Fampi has pickup. True, yeah. Pickup becomes sturdy. Dude, I would much rather have pickup. Dude, that's actually kind of suckish. Not gonna lie. Yeah, I can definitely see our moveset needing to be Rock Polish, Earthquake, Rollout, and probably Thunderfang. I think Thunderfang's going to have more utility than Firefang. Hidden ability Sandveil too early. Yep. Too early for that one. Are any of these tutors potentially helpful? Because we may theoretically get enough shards. Let's see. Bounce, Endeavor, Gunk Shot, Headbutt, Knockoff, Rollout, Seed Bomb, Superpower, Ancient Power. You know, theoretically, Omniboost could help us. Platinum came out in 2009. I wouldn't exactly consider that early 2000s. Iron Defense? No, that's... nah. Maybe Seed Bomb. Nope, that's post-game. Oh. Oh, that is sick, dude. There's a pop-up window here. That is actually sick. Alright, what are the tutors we have access to? Dude, the survival area has the good ones. Bounce. Wait, how can it even learn Bounce? I mean, I guess theoretically Bounce could be good coverage. but I don't think we have access to it. Yeah, no, bounce is in the postgame. I'm not even sure what a fourth move could be. Honestly, I think there will come a point where we want to replace rollout with rock slide. Yeah, the tutor near Pastoria is mainly good for punches. But yeah, I think as long as we have the speed EVs in the correct level, at least for like the lead Pokemon, we can always use one rock polish. But earlier on, yeah, we'll need to keep an eye out for that. Alright, trainers. We're not going to have access to rock polish until after Byron. Yeah, after Byron. So I think before or after Byron, we need to see some speed excuse me, speed stats. So Candace's Sneasel has 109 speed. Wait, is this their actual speed stats? Yeah, this is their actual stats. So 109 speed. .104 speed. Because we just have to focus on, like, can we outspeed the late game threats? I mean, I know Wake's Floatzel's got 96 speed. We're not going to have rock polish before then, so honestly, we definitely need to make sure we outspeed Floatzel. But the question is, what level are we going to need? Damage. Alright, Donphan. Let's assume level 40. Perfect stats. I don't know what nature we're going to go with. Jolly? I'm thinking Jolly nature, yeah. I don't see a spot for natures. Am I blind? Dude, there's no thing for natures here. Oh my gosh, dude. Because that makes a difference with what stats we have. I guess I'll just ignore it for now. Yeah, if we have 100 speed EVs, we'll have 67 speed, which is nowhere close. We're not outspeeding Floatzel. Scott, I summoned thy to thy stream. So yeah, honestly, it's very reasonable that we're not outspeeding that Floatzel. But looking at these pure ranges, Brian's going to do like 62 to 74, so about more than half of our health. And we're going to get hit with the Intimidate too. But yeah, I think we can adjust our, stage modifier, -1. Thunderfang, 82 to 97%. So yeah, we need a level. Oh, let's give ourselves 100 attack EVs. 88 to 104. So what if we were 43? Okay, so at level 43 at -1, we will one-shot. Will Donphan be able to roll out in the game like it did to Brock Sonics? Or will it wallow off the road and crash for ignoring rollout lessons and tutoring? Wonder what Scott's video is going to be tomorrow. I think we'd have to look back in the past month. He generally uploads a video of a specific game during the same time each month. Oh, we could use Natural Gift. Oh my god, dude. Dude, this thing needs a lot of work. It's missing a lot of stuff. Alright, let's bring up Kingler Calc. Kingler Calc never lets us down. Alright, let's assume 43, 100, 100. Yeah, Natural Gift does rely on a berry. Except Gen 2, yeah. For Gen 1 and Gen 2, we will use the RBY XP router for damage calcs. I mean, we could probably do the same thing with Platinum, because the XP router does go up to that. Let's see, what natural gift could we use? Probably natural gift grass. I'm gonna look up a natural gift table. Rost, Rindo, Pineapple, Lychee Berry. Pineapple Berry. Isn't there a Pineapple Berry, like, pretty close to Pastoria or Veilstone? Route 208, Route 210, 212, 218. Oh yeah, there's plenty of pineapple berries we can get. So if we give this thing a pineapple berry, alright, so yeah, level 43, 100 attack EVs. Thunderfang after Intimidate is a one-shot. And then Quagsire, Natural Gift Grass, guaranteed one-shot. And then next up is the Floatzel. Floatzel will outspeed us and hit us with Brine for less than half, but we should be able to... Oh yeah, we will outspeed, 79 to 64. We're just not outspeeding this thing. So Brine only has a 12 point... What? Dude, there's no hail damage. Brine, 0.4% chance to 2-hit, but Thunderfang is a guaranteed 2-hit, so honestly, we're only going to end up getting hit one time. That's actually really good. So yeah, we need to do Crash Your Wake at level 43. Yeah, I think Scott's solo dex damage calculator would probably work best. Well, actually, no, I've tried it in Gen 1. The problem is, you can't stack badge boosts with it. But I can in the RBY XP router. Hey, John, it's going good. Alright, Fantina. So you suggested 31 earlier, I think. To get punishment. So level 31, punishment would be almost a one-shot, but we can just get substitute. And then punishment will actually one-shot the Haunter. And it would two-shot the Mismagius. And then it would use Magic Leaf or Shadow Ball to break the sub. Or it would just spam Confuse Ray like an idiot. I mean, to be fair to Scott, he literally works on that stuff on his own free time for free. We can't expect everything from him. His software's still great for everything else. I'll just try not to use the damage calculator thing. I'll stick to Kingler Calc for now. Also, you're still intimidated. Oh, whoops. So yeah, these two will probably be... Yeah, those two are one-shots. But if we were to run, like... knockoff... Look at that. That's not even close, dude. Dude, look how terrible knockoff is. That's terrible. Alright, so Byron's going to be pretty easy. Don't even have to worry about him. His whole team is sweepable with Earthquake. Maylene. Maylene's Lucario can die to Earthquake, and we're not weak to fighting, so I don't think we really got to worry about her. It looks easier to see the opponent's stats. I mean, we can see him here. Gardenia. We need to find a level for Gardenia. Let's try 25. I don't know what our other moves would be like. I'll just leave rollout B for... Oh, wait, we'll get defense curl. Alright, so let's try level 25 for Gardenia against Turtwig. So if we use one defense curl first, I think to start with defense curl, we got to change this number to 60. So if we use one defense curl, it'll hit with reflect, and then Grass Knot is going to do a decent chunk of damage, but rollout will be able to two-shot. And then the Cherrim, ooh, look at that. Level 25, 30 speed EVs. We barely outspeed. And we'll be on turn 3 of rollout by then, so it doubles, 61, 20, 240, one shot. And then when we get to Roserade, it's going to detect a kill. And I don't... Wait, we get Quick Claw. Because we're most likely going to get hit by the Turtwig at least once. How did Venusaur go? Go watch it. I don't want to spoil anything. But it went how you would think. Yeah, the Grass Knot's going to be a massive problem. But I really do think on Turtwig it's going to reflect then... Honestly, there is a chance it'll just reflect Sunny Day. If it uses reflect Sunny Day, I think we win. But then the problem is, Grass Knot's a 25% chance. But either way, if we can get... Oh, wait a minute. Even with Defense Curl, it's going to hit us an extra time. So I think it's just unavoidable. So I think either A, we don't use the Defense Curl, or B, get a Quick Claw. Charizard's going to do bad? Yeah, that needs planning for sure. Okay, let's try this out without Defense Curl. So we just go for the first one. So let's assume 35. Set up a Reflect. And then the next one does another 35. Dude, this is going to be the same amount of turns. And then the 121 will knock it out. And then 240 for the Cherrim. Dude, with the Reflect still up, that's a range. So you know what? We have to have the Defense Curl. Sadly, though, Quick Claw is not going to help us with Turtwig. But I think what we have to do, if the Turtwig hits us with Grass Knot, we have to get a Quick Claw on Roserade. Because it will detect the one-shot. But yeah, I think other than that, we don't really need to plan for the late game, because we essentially just have to overpower things. If we need to outspeed, use a Rock Polish. Just sweep with Earthquake and Rock Slide. We got Rock Slide for Aaron, Earthquake for Bertha, Earthquake for Flint, because he's a joke. And for Lucian, mainly just relying on Earthquake, but... Wait, does Lucian have Bronzong? Yes, he does. So honestly, I think for Lucian, we need to use Natural Gift Fire. And Natural Gift Fire would be a Bluckberry. And I do know there are Bluckberries on Route 207, I think. Yep, Route 207. Yeah, there's some Bluckberries right there. Or give yourself Fire Fang. I think Natural Gift with Bluckberry would be better. Yeah, 70 power. Well, I guess theoretically we could go into the league with it. N1, please do not do any spoilers. Okay, well, actually, if we enter the league at, like, let's say 60, and with 100 speed EVs, we're only going to have 107 speed. So yeah, we're going to need to hold on to Rock Polish. So I think Rock Polish, Rock Slide, Earthquake, and Fire Fang? Yeah, I think Fire Fang. Yeah, Fire Fang is way better. So we're going to need multiple heart scales. And then for Cynthia, we can literally just use one Rock Polish and just attempt to full force her team. But because of the fact we don't have access to a setup move, we may need a decent level. Like an actual decent level. We could use Natural Gift Ice, though. What berry gives ice? Pomegg berry. There's one on Route 212. Or no, 215. So yeah, we'll need to make sure to get a Pomegg berry as well. And multiple copies of Natural Gift, because that might have to be our answer for Garchomp. Anyway, I think we should get started now. Let's take a look at what we think this can get on our tier list. I think the most comparable result we have is probably Rhyperior's 158.23, but that was in the slow level up group. We had a worse speed stat, but Rhyperior had Swords Dance and Rock Polish. It had far better setup. Melodic worries me. Yeah, I can definitely see that. Honestly, maybe instead of Natural Gift Ice, we do Natural Gift Electric. Because honestly, I think Melodic is going to be more scary. Let's actually take a look at that range, actually. Let's assume 65. Let's see, Natural Gift with a Pomegg berry. Rock Slide. Earthquake. And Rock Polish. Medium fast. Alright, so yeah, definitely against the Spiritomb, we're gonna have to get +2. Oh, dude, that range is terrible. That is nowhere near high enough. 70? 5? Oh, man. 45% chance to 2-hit. Let's look at the other ranges. Dude, if we don't one-shot the Roserade, we're in trouble. Alright, Togekiss. Oh man, dude, we're not even good for that. What about Melodic? Oh no, that's Natural Gift Ice. Dude, Natural Gift Ice doesn't even take care of Garchomp. That's terrible. We cannot learn Ice Fang. A Pomegg berry is ice, correct? It is. Dude, it just does that little. Oh my god. You know what, guys? Hear me out. Ancient Power. Do we have access to Ancient Power? I know it's in the tutors, but hopefully it's somewhere accessible. Let me take a look. It's in the frickin' postgame. God dang it. Dude, I was really thinking we needed to use Ancient Power. This is actually concerning. We just don't have the attack for it. Are we just gonna have to do EV training? Reroll? No, we're not re-rolling. I only re-rolled Cherim because Scott literally just played it 2 weeks ago. Move Reminder with Heart Scales can make you learn Ancient Power? Really? No, we can't. No, we can't. Ancient Power is only available via tutor. It would only help us with Fire Fang or Thunder Fang. Oh man, this is bad. We learned Psych Up? Oh, damn, no Swagger Psych Up either. This is a real problem. And Rollout isn't exactly gonna cut it for Cynthia. Hyper Beam. Dude, why in the world would I use Hyper Beam with that kind of special attack? I mean, even Giga Impact, that's the same damage as a Stab Earthquake. And it won't give us that recharge turn. Okay, what's Natural Gift Electric? Whippear Berry. Where do I get a Whippear Berry? The Fuego Ironworks. Okay, there's a single Whippear Berry there. So what if we give it a Whippear Berry? Alright, so let's get back to Spiritomb right here. Honestly, I think we need 78. Earthquake is a 2-shot. That's good. Roserade, 43% chance. Let's get back to that. Rock Slide, 2% chance to 2-hit. I don't know if she's going to send that out. Well, to my knowledge, the AI in this game sends out stuff based on what will do the most damage. Let's see, 65. 8. Oh yeah, it is 100% going to be Roserade second. So I think we're going to need more. Honestly, with how high of a level we need, and the fact we need training for Gardenia. Oh man. It's going to take so long to do all that attack training since we don't get a Macho Brace in this game. Like, this is already, like, cutting it. I think we just need 80? 75. You know what? I'll take 75. Togekiss. 23% chance to do... Okay, I don't think it's going to be Togekiss second. Because after that, the one that does the most damage is Melodic. Dude, Natural Gift Electric does 90% chance to 2-hit. That is bad. Man, I wish this thing learned Fissure. Actually, we might need Stone Edge for Cynthia. Stone Edge will make this a guaranteed 2-shot. Lucario, don't worry about it. Garchomp, 36 to 42%. It's Melodic, then Roserade, then Togekiss. Well, ask you, doesn't it? Doesn't the AI in this game also use damage output as well? Dominic, don't be saying stuff unless you know for sure, okay? Because you've been saying a lot of false information lately. You can ask questions, but don't say things unless you know for sure. That's only if the AI has no super effective moves. But the AI does have super effective moves. There's Roserade with Energy Ball, Togekiss with Water Pulse. Like, I'm looking at the raw damage. Energy Ball has more potential than Melodic does. So I think it will... But then again, it might know, like, Poison's not good on ground. So it might look at that, too. Oh, man. It's based on type in this game? Okay, I might be thinking too new in advance. Dude, are we really gonna need rollout for this? Like, stack up some rollouts? But then again, I think maybe if we knew for a fact the ordering. See, actually says Melodic, Roserade, Togekiss. So rollout won't even help for Melodic. It would help for... it would be Melodic second. Alright, so let's take a look at rollout. 11 to 13 to start. Then 22. Oops. Dude, this is going to be a 4-turn rollout. But you know what, though? The 5-turn rollout would allow me to knock out the Melodic. And then Roserade would come out. It'd be a 75% chance to one-shot. And then Togekiss. Maybe on Togekiss I could reset up the rollout. Dude. This is awful. Like, we can't go into the league with Defense Curl. Like, I want the Fangs. And there's no TM for rollout or Defense Curl in this game. This is going to be awful. I think we're just going to need an extraordinarily high level. Yeah, rollout has the chance to miss, but sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. Pokemon without setup moves suffer. Yeah. But yeah, I don't think Stone Edge is going to work. Iron Defense would not help out. The major threats are special attackers. Dude, I wish so badly that we had access to Ancient Power. Honestly, I think we might have to go into the league with rollout Defense Curl. Hey, Shadow. Yeah, I think we are going to need rollout and Defense Curl, and our other moves will probably be Earthquake and Fire Fang. Yeah, we need to go into the league with rollout Defense Curl. I think it's the only way. Alright, so let's try rollout, Defense Curl, Earthquake. Oh, wait. Rock Polish. Ground and Rock is essentially perfect coverage. Alright, so we'll need to double our starting power. So we'll have to use one, actually, do we naturally outspeed Melodic? 148. 116. Okay, we do outspeed, so we could probably delay. We could probably delay the Rock Polish. Presto Chesto. Then again, the health isn't the problem. It's the damage output that's the problem. Like right now, rollout's going to do 22 to 26 on the first roll after the Defense Curl. So if we get to 120, it's going to have to be a 3-shot. Yeah, it's going to have to be a 3-shot with rollout. And then Melodic can come in and take the 4-turn rollout. And then last would be the Roserade, which takes the 5-hit rollout. Then it would be Togekiss next. And I think on Togekiss, we could probably reset up the rollout. Vitamins are going to help. We're going to have to do EV training for attack. I think we just have to. The damage output's not enough. And we're already a super high level. Like, I think it'll take less time to get attack EVs than training to like 85 to 90. Okay, so Togekiss. At least these moves don't do that much. So honestly, maybe we could replace the Repair Berry with Shell Bell or something. Also, if you're going to ask about Metronome, Metronome only works on the first rollout. It does not work on subsequent rollouts. Okay, so the first rollout would be 35 to 42. Oh yeah, the second rollout will knock it out. And then there'd be 240 for... I'm not sure what would be next. Like, there's either Lucario or Garchomp. I think it's going to be Garchomp because Lucario's weak to ground. Then on Garchomp, oh my god, the 240 power rollout is awful. And it outspeeds us by 2. Okay, we're going to need some speed EVs for that one. And then rollout just 29 to 33. but then 57 to 67. So yeah, we're gonna need a item to boost the power of rock moves by 20%. We need the rock incense. I had to use that exact item with Bonsly. But yeah, if we replace it with the rock incense, on the 240 powered rollout, it'll do 34 to 40. So let's assume 34, worst case scenario. 34 plus 68, that's 102, I think? Yeah, that's 102. So yeah, the rock incense will allow us to get the 2-shot. And then last is the Lucario. We'll either hit it with the... Actually, we're going to hit it with the most powerful 960? Yeah, 960. Rollout. Well, this is going to suck, but we have to have defense scroll and rollout going into the league. Thankfully, we can just get heart scale so we don't have to carry them the whole time. Yeah, for Aaron, we're just going to have to use rollout. Bertha and Flint, we're just going to have to use earthquake. But wait a minute. Lucian's got a Bronzong with levitate, though. We're going to have to use rollout on it. But thankfully, it doesn't really have good damage on that Mr. Mime. Nothing of it has any moves we're really weak to, except Energy Ball. But yeah, look at that. 151 speed. We're going to underspeed it by 6. But we can just set up a Rock Polish. Not that big a deal. Oh. Honestly, we probably don't need the extra speed EVs as well, but I think 144 speed is going to be sort of decently easy to get. It's just so we can avoid using... It's so we can avoid using a Rock Polish on Cynthia, because that just gives Spiritomb another chance to attack us. Yeah, there are some hidden heart scales. But yeah, we'll have Rock Polish on our set. This just has to be the final moveset we go into the league with. Okay, I think we're done now. Alright, I've got PK Hex. Hey, Robert. Sadly, we're stuck with a stupid ability. Alright, Hidden Power Dark for perfect stats. Hey, Sundown, thanks for being a member for 28 months. Yeah, you're done now. Now let's get this run underway. Thanks. Okay. Horn attack. Growl. Defense curl. Flail. Doesn't Bastiodon have Sturdy too? It does. But Sturdy doesn't do jack in this game. But yeah, this run's gonna go terribly. I just know it. Thanks for streaming for those 28 months. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, channel members really do help the channel a lot. Way more than you ever could think. In fact, just recently, I remember someone came into chat and said they became a member, like, within the last week or so. Okay, we're ready to get started. Ammonite's in the background this time. I remember in the last stream, someone commented asking where the Ammonite was. But don't worry, it's right over there. Alright, let's get started. 3, 2, 1, go. I just wonder how we're gonna get all those attack EVs. Because, yeah, it's just Macho Brace is just unavailable to us. I mean, I know early on we can just fight a bunch of Machop, but the problem is doing it that early on takes forever. But to be fair, I think we are going to need level... What level do we learn Magnitude? Gotta go to bed, catch the VOD tomorrow. Thanks. Have a good rest of your sleep. Shinx, Route 202. I don't know if Shinx are more common or less common than Machop are. Because there are also Ponyta on that same route too. Level 19. You know what? Yeah, we have to train to level 19 anyway for Magnitude. So we could just do Machop training in the meantime. But here's going to be kind of the dumb thing. Like, if we're going to do early EV training, if we're going to be under 100 speed EVs, by the time we get to Veilstone and we buy a protein, we essentially did nothing. Yeah, no flail strats, unfortunately. You know, fun fact about Flail and Reversal. In Generation 2, Flail and Reversal did no damage calculations. They did no damage calculations and always did the maximum possible roll. So damage was always consistent. I remember when I was learning the Stadium 2 Gym Leader Castle speedrun, you would use Reversal Endure with Heracross on Jasmine Steelix, and unfortunately, it always got left at 1 HP, the Steelix did. Always 1 HP. It was always going to survive. Yeah, the maximum roll that could be done with Reversal from Heracross, Jasmine Steelix, always left it at 1 HP. It always did. You know, because of all those times I did Pokemon Stadium 1, Stadium 2, and Blast Score speedruns, my Nintendo Switch account has had more logged playtime with the Nintendo 64 Online than Breath of the Wild and Pokemon Scarlet, and I think that was it. Literally, N64 Online was my #1 played game with over 250 hours, and second place was Breath of the Wild, and that was across 3 separate playthroughs. I've had the same Nintendo account for years. Sadly, even if this was Diamond and Pearl, Hidden Power that early on wouldn't even be that good. You're thinking of getting a Steam Deck? Okay, why are you thinking of getting a Steam Deck when you talked about the Switch 2 being too expensive? The Steam Deck is like $100 more than the Switch 2. It's essentially just a mini PC. I mean, I've seen a Steam Deck in person before once, several years ago. It definitely is really cool. It's just not something for me. I don't really play Steam games much. I have some Steam games, but the main times I've really played Steam were where, like, Steve, myself, and a few of his buddies all played, like, game night and stuff. Because there's a great bunch of fun Steam games called Jackbox. We're still waiting on the new Trivia Murder Party 3 to come out. But we haven't done game night in a while, actually. I think all of us has just been too busy IRL. $100 more. Dude, that was my argument for you buying the Switch 2 over the Switch 1. It's only an extra 100, but then your excuse was I'm broke. But, oh, so that's not a good excuse for the Switch 2, but for the Steam Deck, it's a good excuse. Okay, got it. Too bad Steam can't connect to GSC, I hate rentals. Yeah, it's definitely a challenge to play with rentals. Stadium 2's even worse. The rentals in that game are so horrendously garbage. Stadium 1, it's not so bad. But in Stadium 2, it's awful. It's a challenge for sure. Yeah, I actually did hear about that. Yeah, by the end of summer, they're gonna raise the price of the Switch 2 by $50. It's gonna go from $449 to $499. I mean, to be fair, I'm not surprised. Like, I can guarantee you the main reason they're going up in price is because of the RAM shortage. It literally affected, well, it also affected the other gaming companies too. But I'm not sure with Xbox. They raised their prices like 3 times in 1 year. I'm actually amazed Nintendo held on for as long as they did. In fact, you know that Steam console that was going to come out at some point? The what's it called? I know people call it the Gabe Cube, but the Steam Machine, that's what it's called. They haven't even done a price reveal for the Steam Machine yet because they have no idea how much it's going to cost. Well, it's also more than just the RAM shortage. It definitely has to do with, like, oil and stuff, too. And shipping. Oh, there's my, Zubat. Actually, I think the Switch Lite's like $250. It used to be, like, $199, but when the Switch 2 just came out, they took the older Switches and raised the price by, like, $50. Did you see the Star Fox Direct? I didn't see the I did see most of it, yeah. I don't know why people are complaining. I think Star Fox and Falco and the other guys. I'm not a Star Fox player, but I thought they looked really cool. But so many people online say it looked bad. Dude, there are people who wish Pokemon had those kind of graphics. Like, I'm sorry, the game looks really cool. I mean, I see some people complaining that it's like the 3rd remake of Star Fox 64. Oh, come on, how do they look awful? That's a serious question. How do they look awful? It's, like, realistic. It's realistic fox proportions. Like, he looks like an actual fox. Like, why is that bad? I'm not trying to be mean. Like, it's a serious question. And the voice acting in it is really good, too. Alright, I'm gonna deposit everything. I'm playing as a ship. Who cares if the fox looks bad? I don't think it looks bad. It actually looks great. Like, I literally wish Pokemon had those kinds of graphics. Maybe not, like, too ultra hyper-realistic, but, like, realistic fur textures, for example. Dominic, just a heads up, though. Scarlet and Violet still do not run good on original Switch hardware. Running it on the Switch 2 effectively lets it run flawless, but on the Switch 1, just be ready to experience lag. Anyway, time to train here. I need speed EVs and attack EVs. Wait, what EVs do Kricketot give? Defense. You know what? That's good. That's fine. Well, wait, I need Machop, though. Honestly, I don't think there's a point. Just fight anything. Because I'm going to be buying protein when I get to Veilstone anyway, and that's going to get me to the 100. There's going to be better spots to attack train. So I think for now, just attack anything that moves. Remember me to never hire you as a design consultant? Whatever, dude. All their budget was spent on doing their laundry. I don't know, dude. There were people who said Metroid Prime 4 looked bad. But no, dude, that game looked really good. Like, in terms of graphics. I'm not a Metroid player, but honestly, Prime 4 is one I would consider playing, because it's more open world and less Metroidvania. So, I might end up liking Prime 4. Who knows, I might try it at some point. Yeah, like, are people uncomfortable with the animals being that realistic because, I don't know, it's like a furry's wet dream or something? Maybe it's, like, too uncomfortably realistic? Yeah, I've known about the Zelda movie for a long time. You know what's interesting? I can say this now. Like, a while back, there was, like, a bunch of giant leaks that happened out of Nintendo. One of those leaks was the Star Fox game coming to Switch, and that ended up being true. I don't mind talking about this leak now because it literally just revealed itself to be true. So it makes me wonder if other parts of it were. And the reason I found out about the leaks is because everyone was talking about it. Like, I literally could not avoid it. Ooh, rollout. Give me that. Oh, here is one interesting opinion. What do you guys think of the new thing Nintendo's been doing with some of their newer games? Like, it started with that Yoshi game, and it's going to be with the Star Fox game too. It might happen with other games. They're charging the standard $60 or $70 for the physical game, but if you buy it digitally, it's $10 cheaper. What's your guys' opinion on that? I know some people view it as a win because you're essentially saving money just by not having to use the plastic, so it saves them money too. But there are some people who say having the digital copies cheaper is the death of physical gaming, which I think is a bit of an exaggeration. But it honestly makes sense to me, because essentially you have the option to spend an extra $10 to have something you can display on your shelf and, like, trade it with other people. Because when you purchase a digital game, it's essentially permanently tied to your account. You can't trade it in, you can't give it to a friend, nothing. Is Miyamoto ever going to retire? I think at some point he will. I don't know, I do fear that day. Because Miyamoto's a really great game director. I don't know, I'm pretty sure Miyamoto also has other game directors who work alongside him who probably learn from him. So I think even when he retires, there will be somebody within his inner circle that can pretty much continue it how he would want. That's my guess. Alright, time to go heal again. I'm more surprised that it is an 80, considering that's the norm. I don't think 80 is really considered the norm right now. Like, I think people thought it was going to be the norm, but then they released Star Fox and the Yoshi game at a cheaper price. They released them at 70 instead. So yeah, I'm not really sure what the consistent pricing is going to be. Because Mario Kart World and Pokopia was $79.99, but the Yoshi and the Star Fox game are $69.99. I'm thinking maybe 70 is going to be the default Switch 2 price. And maybe it's higher for, like, more anticipated titles, but I don't even know what Winds and Waves is going to charge. I don't know. All I'm just saying with Winds and Waves, they better not fuck up the marketing by announcing a DLC that's when the game's not even out yet. They better not do that again. Like, I do not know what they were thinking with that one. I mean, from what I've heard, like, the game had been fully completed for months, but they were forced to delay Legend ZA coming out because they wanted it as a title for the Switch 2. They were forced to delay it, when essentially the game was already completely ready. They might be shorter games, maybe. I don't know. Which ways is going to, I call it. I sure hope not. Because Scarlet and Violet and Sword and Shield didn't even do that. Like, I think with Sword and Shield, the DLC was announced 4 months later, and Wave 1 came out in June, and Wave 2 came out at the end of 2020. But I think ZA was like a special circumstance, because they were forced to delay the game for the Switch 2. I don't know, we'll see. I mean, there's not really any, like, official gameplay footage. Like, the footage we all saw during the trailer was all created with computers and stuff. It may, like, it'll have that text at the bottom that says, like, imagery not from the actual game. It's really common for early teaser trailers to do that. I don't know, just based on what I saw in the first trailer, the game does look really good, and it's also good that they're going to take their time with it. It's been actually really good. They've been taking their time more and more lately. Honestly, Legends ZA, it didn't really count as them taking their time because apparently they were just forced to, like, keep the game on standby when the game was already complete so they could wait for it to come out on Switch 2. But I think this Winds and Waves won't be the case. I think they are actually using that time to make the game, because they're not being forced to delay it. But I don't know, we'll see more once, like, actual gameplay footage comes out. I don't know, I still do deeply worry that they're gonna somehow do something to get people angry, but either way, no matter what you do, there are always people that are going to be angry. Like I mentioned earlier with the digital games being $10 cheaper, I saw people online that were actually furious that the digital games were cheaper. I'm not even kidding. Like, some people literally called the digital game being cheaper the end of physical gaming. Ridiculous. What the gimmick is? Honestly, with the gimmick, I would not be surprised if they actually keep Mega Evolution. I remember Steve had that theory. He thinks Mega Evolution's here to stay because, like, he thinks in his eyes, Game Freak saw what mechanics people actually liked. And who knows, Gen 10 might stick with Megas. Maybe they'll do what they did in, like, Sun and Moon, where Megas were still in the game, but they weren't really a part of the story. Like in Sun and Moon, in the post-game, they're all just like, oh, here's a Mega Ring. They might do something like that, actually, because there's still a lot of ZA Megas that don't have official abilities yet. I hope they keep Megas in, though. Alright, I still need to go find a Psyduck. Oh my god, please keep Incineroar out of the games. Also, even though we have Rock Tomb, rollout is just going to be straight up better. I might teach Return, though, in the place of Horn Attack. No, Horn Attack is better. Sneasler is the line I hate now. Let me guess, Rock Slide. It's actually really funny seeing so many people complain about Rock Slide now. There are people who say Rock Slide is broken. Oh, I hate Basculegion. Would it be worth me getting the 999 Gimme Gold coins? Only if you really want Goldengo on your team or you're trying to complete the decks. Dire Hit. Or Dire Claw. Doesn't that increase your crit chance? I actually don't know about that. Got the shiny ZA Goldengo, and I can't use it in Champions Evil String Cheese. Thank God. Oh, I've actually been winning. I actually did 2 battles in Champions the other day. I won 1 battle, lost another. Honestly, I think when the season ends, I'm just going to be stuck in the Ultra Ball tier. I am not good enough to get in the Master Ball tier. Don't you need materials to make TMs? Yeah, you do. It's honestly, one of the worst things about Scarlet and Violet is you have to craft TMs. So, like, to make a TM where you need, like, Axew fur or something, you just gotta go in the wild and just defeat a bunch of wild Axew to gather ingredients for it. I don't know. I think Legends Arceus did the whole crafting thing way better. It makes no sense to need to craft your own TMs. It does not make sense. No break between the E4 fights? I mean, it's kind of like Stadium 2. Alright, hopefully I don't need to use the Pecha Berry. You can buy... Oh yeah, Scarlet Violet, you can just straight up buy most of the, like, competitively good items. They have been making competitive Pokemon more and more easy to get into lately. I mean, Champions makes it free at this point. Although, I think you have to get to some point in the main game. I'm not sure what that point is. I think only some Delibird shops actually sell that stuff. Dang, you're prepared to spend 90 bucks. Honestly though, Scarlet and Violet's DLC is really good. I think it's the best DLC Pokemon's ever released. Second place, I would probably argue it's the ZA DLC. I mean, there is the Sword and Shield DLC, but only the Crown Tundra was actually good. The Isle of Armor was not that good. But the problem is, like, it was, they were both one DLC package. You can't have one without the other. Yeah, I should probably fight some of these trainers. It's like you can't just take them out of Champions and put them in Sword and Shield Scarlet Violet anymore. Honestly, I know a lot of people who are upset about that. Like, anything you put into ZA or you take out of ZA, you cannot put into older games. I honestly don't have a problem with that. Like, I really have no reason to, like, want to take a Pokemon I caught in Scarlet and then put it inside of Let's Go. I have no reason to do that. I always go forwards. I never go backwards. And besides, I think the reason they're doing it is because I think they're going to completely change up how they structure the Pokemon internally. And that's probably the reason why. I think there's something about the Pokemon's, like, internal structure that they're changing. And maybe, like, when you take a Pokemon and transfer it into ZA, it does the conversion, but it doesn't want to convert it back. Like, that's my guess. Can't you go to the DLC areas before the first gym? Yes. Yes, you can. Sword and Shield was the same thing, too. There was no guy preventing you from saying, hey, you need to do the champion first. There's literally no check for it. Hey, what's up, Steve? I'm in Tennessee right now visiting my grandparents out there getting old, just hanging out here for 2 days. Oh, nice. Well, hope you're having fun over there. Or hopefully it's not one of those, like, depressing trips, if you know what I mean. Hopefully it's more of a, you just want to hang out with them. I hope it's nothing sad. Isn't the Blueberry Academy DLC, there isn't... finding the other starters in that game is pretty hard. You have to basically grind Blueberry points. Because it's the Blueberry Academy. You gotta grind Blueberry points, and you gotta spend a buttload of points to get them to spawn in the wild areas. I was so willing not to do that. I actually transferred the starters from my other games into home, just so I can get the Shiny Charm. Well, actually, you don't need to complete the DLC decks to get the Shiny Charm, but I think the Kitakami part of the DLC, I think getting a complete dex in that gave you some sort of reward. I'm never going to get the one for Blueberry Academy, because that requires a Iron Crown and Iron Boulder, which I can't get because I don't have Violet. There is a way to get known tempo Rockruff. If I recall correctly... Actually, if I recall correctly, I don't even think you can get known tempo Rockruff. You just have to straight up capture a dusk form, what's it called? Dusk? Yeah, a dusk form Lycanroc. You just have to catch that Lycanroc outright. Eviolite Ursaring. Oh my god. Fury attack. Oh, I'm actually at the correct level I need. And I have enough speed EVs too. Well, I am like 3 attack EVs short, but I don't think it's going to matter. Who's the hardest fight? A lot of them are pretty hard. You know what sucks? This ball right up there, that's rock polish, but you have to get strength in order to get it. How did the Blastoise run in Sapphire go? It went pretty bad. My overworld movement was horrendously bad. I kept forgetting good items. I had to do a lot of backtracking. I just played awful, but I still got S tier anyway. Even though I had like 5 minutes of human-made error, but at the same time, I literally just did like a 10-mile bike ride that day, and I was just so mentally tired. I probably should have canceled that stream. I made so many mistakes. Is Terra a good battle mechanic? I actually like it. I know Shadow Stitch hates it. I think it's really good and competitive. I can't wait for the champion season that lets you allows you to use Terastallization. We got... Oh, yeah. I actually found Mirage Island. Your legs must be screaming. Honestly, I've done bike rides plenty of times before. I actually got a pair of cycling shorts with the padded bottoms, and my butt doesn't hurt anymore, thankfully. Because last time I did a bike ride that long, my butt hurt for 3 days. Granted, it was on a gravel road, but this time it was on a paved road, so that might have something to do with it. But it was just my knees just hurting. It wasn't really my legs. Okay, a Quick Claw. Okay, so we do have to use a defense curl and just spam rollout and hope for the best. Yeah, I knew for a fact the Reflect would let it live. Yep. This is exactly what the plan is. Because of that Leech Seed, it was going to be a guarantee with Grass Knot, but it's either going to Leech Seed or Grass Knot, or maybe best case scenario, it'll use Safeguard. Okay, yeah, we need to get a Quick Claw. Come on. Oh, you bastard. I actually got the Quick Claw, but I missed. Probably not. The only Pokemon ROM hack I really wanted to play on the channel was Vanta Black, but that's because Shadow Stitch made it, and he's a good buddy of mine. So I wanted to support him. Oh, actually, the turn 4 rollout's great here, but none of it matters. I have to get a Quick Claw. Yeah, this is going to be a while. Alright, well, have a good rest of your night, Masters. There we go. That wasn't that bad. What was that, 4th try? When's the next Vanta Black stream? Monday. I do promise it'll be Monday this time. The reason I canceled it the last couple of weeks is because I had to record videos for solo challenges. But I recorded the Charizard playthrough on Thursday. Or no, it wasn't Thursday. It was Wednesday. I recorded the playthrough on Wednesday. But I'm actually ahead on recording videos this time, so I have no reason to cancel it. Actually, do we learn Thief? No, we don't. I'm not leaving, I misspelled night. Oh, really? Is Gita really the worst champion? I mean, her team is great, but the problem is she uses it in an awful order. Her ace is a Glamora, and she saves it for last, which is a Pokemon you want to use first, and she has King Gambit halfway through her team, when it should be saved for last. Like, her Pokemon are really used in the wrong order. Although in the DLC, when you can do the trainer school tournament thing, when Gita participates, she does use her team in the proper order. But it took the DLC to fix that. Will her team be easy? Maybe, I don't remember. Is she worse than Alder? I wouldn't know about that. Yeah, maybe she was planning to Mega Evolve it. Alright, here's a Blackberry. Oh, I actually forgot substitute, so I'm just gonna go get a Rossberry. Rossberry will help. Oh yeah, I am gonna need level 31 for Fantina as well. And also, when I get to Veilstone, as soon as I have the ability to, I'm going to purchase Carbos and Protein. Then I'm going to do some EV training. Dominic, does this look like Gen 7 to you? How good would Gliscor be? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what its moveset's like. Alright, so long, Magnitude. Amulet Coin? We get the Amulet Coin coming up. But then again, like, the Amulet Coin's only really good when you're getting Game Corner TMs, not really for vitamins. My score with Poison Heal might be good. Poison Heal did not exist in Gen 4. I think that was its hidden ability in Gen 5. And even then, most games you can't really get a Toxic Orb that easily. Although, in Black 2, you can get a Toxic Orb, but not White 2. Because of Reversal Mountain. Why did I just use Horn Attack? Dude, I'm so used to this thing having actual sturdy. Oh, I just learned this. There's actually a hidden item nearby. I actually attempted a Pokemon Platinum Archipelago. I'm not going to do it on stream because I think there's just far too many items. But yeah, there's a hidden item there. I didn't know what it was, but it's useless. How would Machamp do in Platinum? I think it would do pretty good. With Guts, though, specifically. I don't know. I think I would prefer No Guard. I don't know, because No Guard Dynamic Punch go hard. Pineapple berries. Okay, I think I needed that. Yeah, No Guard is a double-edged sword, yeah. Ooh, Lumberry. That's actually really good. That guy gives a random berry once per day. I think that's like the best berry he can give. No, 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 not this way. You only want to go on the left-hand side if you're getting Secret Power. Secret Power is straight up useless in Platinum, because look above me. Return already has better power than Secret Power. I think Secret Power has better use in Diamond and Pearl, because you cannot get Return until you get to the Lost Tower, which is a required place, because that's where Strength is. But if you need Secret Power, like for the rival fight that's right here, you could get it. Alright, I need access to, Oh, Attract is on the other side. To be honest, I don't think I'll need it. I think just Amulet Coin and leave. What's the plan for Fantina? Get level 31 and use Punishment. I'm also going to start saving before these trainers because these gym trainers are surprisingly good. Donphan doing decent? Just wait, buddy. Just wait. Wait until I have to do actual EV training. Because I'm going to need by the end game at least 200 attack. And I mean, the protein can get... Using protein can get me to 100. Guaranteed. It's just getting the rest of it's going to be a problem. You know, this is why I saved. Oh my god, this guy's an idiot. This girl's an idiot. It's assurance, not punishment. Oh. Yeah, this thing is gonna fall off. Oh my gosh. The target. I would not be surprised if my microphone captured that crack. Okay, I need rollout, I need earthquake. I can get rid of defense, yeah, I can get rid of defense curl for now. I can always get it back. I can probably teach return right now, actually. Yeah, you can't face Fantina and Diamond and Pearl as the 3rd gym. You face her as the 5th gym. Which I honestly kind of prefer. I know it's an unpopular opinion, but I actually think it's kind of cool to have to backtrack to a previous gym, to a previous town to fight a gym leader. Like Viridian City in Kanto, for example. Ooh, nice, got the one shot. Yeah, I probably should have equipped the Lumberry for this fight. Yeah. Lumberry. I mean, I didn't plan on Lumberry, but I ended up just being lucky. Yeah, her gym puzzle in Diamond and Pearl is just solving math problems. It's really stupid. But then again, I don't like this gym puzzle either. I don't know, I think it's cool, though, that it randomizes every time. Personberry, maybe? Lumberry works just as fine. There we go. The alternative for this fight would actually be rollout. Okay. That first mon was Dusclops. Sure was. Shellbell? Oh, thank you for that, Dominic. I always forget that item exists in this town. I always forget it exists. There are some games I always remember the Shell Bell, like Sun and Moon and Heart Gold Soul Silver. Diamond Pearl Platinum is not one of those. I'm gonna get that, actually. I'm still gonna hold on to Quick Claw for the most part, but I think when doing EV training, I'll prefer the Shell Bell. You, Bonsly. Hey, don't be mean to Bonsly. He's just a cute little one. Yeah, playing it in a solo run was horrendously awful, though. Oh. Right over here, there's actually a calcium that you could sell for money, but it's very hard to get to it. There we go. Got it. Yeah, I will get defog. Oh yeah, I started leaving the egg in my party because I've realized when you get the egg from Cynthia, it's just straight up quicker to just let it hatch than take time to deposit it. I also liked Bonsly being in the original Rescue Team games, in addition with Munchlax. Oh yeah, that's the other thing, saving a lot of data. Although, thanks to the fact I have the Turtwig in my party, I do have to do the saving a lot of data thing at least one time, but avoiding it unnecessarily can be helpful. Okay, found the stones. Only 3 of those dead-end rooms have an item in them. Also, that Pokeball up there above the cave is actually a rare candy, but you have to catch 26 forms of Unknown to get that candy, so it may as well not exist. Bring back Shadow Lugia? Eh. I still need to play XD at some point, but it's for some reason they added XD to the GameCube Online before Coliseum. But here's a real question, guys. People who've played Coliseum and XD, do you have to play Coliseum first? Because does it follow the story if you play Coliseum first then XD? Or is it like a Breath of the Wild Tears of the Kingdom thing? Like with Tears of the Kingdom, you don't have to have played Breath of the Wild first. It could help with some like deeper lore, but you don't have to like go out of your way to play Breath of the Wild first. Not really. So I could just play XD first? Would it not like have any characters or plot issues that you have to have played Coliseum first to understand? Like, I'm just worried like you have to play Coliseum first. I mean, Steve will know for sure as well. Oh, that tree item's only in Diamond and Pearl. Well, there's the disco guy, but that's about it. So the disco guy is in Coliseum, but other than that, the rest of the characters are unique. Man, this route has a lot of high money items on it. Ooh, Scyther. There's some attack speed EVs right there. Or no, attack EVs. Yeah, it made no sense why XD came out first. I wonder if it's maybe to do with emulation issues. Maybe it's because people like XD better than Coliseum. I don't know. I mean, technically, I never fell for that trade either, but that's because as a kid, I did not know Gengar was a trait evolution. I thought it evolved by level. So when I saw, ooh, Haunter. Ooh, nice, I just got a Haunter. I had no idea Haunter was a trade Pokemon. Like, if you trade it, it evolves into Gengar. I never knew that as a kid. I thought it evolved later. Honestly, though, since I still have other things I want to play, like Shadow's ROM hack, I think I might be better off just waiting until Coliseum comes out. Alright, just one PP up. There we go, 96,000. Are you liking Shadow's ROM hack? It's pretty good so far. I just didn't like how the first gym was a rotation battle. But from what Shadows told me, there were only 2 mandatory rotation battles in the entire game, so I'll see how it goes from there. Okay, I have to prioritize attack, so 6. And the rest in speed. Actually, I might be able to squeeze out a bit more money. Honestly, just sell the PP up. I can get more elsewhere. I mean, Shadow tells me he is working on a post-game, but I shouldn't have to worry about that. Like, once I eventually beat the game, just come back to it when he releases the post-game. That's what he told me. Like, I really want to release my own ROM hack right now, but there's a few game-breaking glitches with it, and I cannot figure out how to fix them. I mean, what Shadow's saying, maybe there are optional trainers that require them. Maybe. Okay, I don't think I want to train first. I think I can actually go fight Maylene. No, it's not a yellow ROM hack. It's a Pokemon Red ROM hack. The one where there are regional forms in it. Pokemon Red Worldwide. Like, the game is 99% finished. It's just there are a few game-breaking bugs. I've been trying to upload my repository to GitHub because it's on my local computer, but I cannot figure out for the life of me like how to get the whole thing on there, because they only allow you to upload so many files at once. And all the tutorial videos I've seen with how to upload an entire repository, they just did not work for me. None of the tutorials worked. Likely you wrote tether instead of tether. I have no idea what that means. It's Game Boy. Did you get rid of Surge's puzzle? I think I had his puzzle be automatically solved. I know one of the good features I put in my ROM hack is I added rematchable gym leaders. Yeah, I think this Pokemon's just going to be a worse Rhyperior. Alright, we're at the point now where we need to focus on attack. Because mentally adding up the EVs in my head, we're probably at like 380 or something. So I should definitely train up the rest of my attack right now. Actually, what good Versus Seeker trainer could I do in the area? It starts better than Rhyperior, but falls hard in the late game. Yeah, as soon as Rhyperior gets Swords Dance and Rock Polish, it becomes unstoppable. The Gyarados guy? Actually, there is one Gyarados guy by Pastoria I know about. There's a guy with Gyarados, Sea King, and a Barboach. I mean, I'll get a useless EV from the Barboach, but I should be able to get the attack from the other guy. Does the starters in your ROM hack have regional forms? No, they do not. They're all Alolan, Galarian, or Hisuian forms. There's only one Paldean form, and that's Tauros. I didn't invent regional forms. Guys, Wooper is not even in Gen 1. Oh yeah, Paldea and Tauros. The problem is there's 3 different kinds, so I just made it the default form. The one that's pure fighting. But here's a couple of the game-breaking bugs. Professor Oak does not show up in the Hall of Fame when you beat the rival, so you're soft-locked. But also in the Sea Foam Islands, the boulder puzzle doesn't work. Like, I don't know why, but something I did causes the boulders to not go down the holes. I think it's because the in-game scripted events are out of order. That's my guess. Almost any Game Boy emulator can work. Almost any emulator can play a Game Boy ROM hack. Nintendo DS ROM hacks, however, there are some emulators that don't like them, like Delta and BizHawk 2.11. I actually play Shadow's ROM hack on BizHawk 2.10, because 2.11 really screws up DS ROM hack ROMs. Yeah, you could just use, like, My Boy. Or Visual Boy. Annihilate and Mr. Rhyme are not in it, no. Those aren't really considered regional forms, those are separate Pokemon. Galarian Mr. Mime is in the game, though. but not Mr. Rhyme. Mr. Rhyme is an entirely separate species. I could be a game tester? Oh, thanks. I mean, I know some of the major bugs. I want to get those bugs fixed. Heart scale, heart scale, heart scale. Hold on, where is it? There it is. I don't need Fire Fang, I just need Thunder Fang. It should have evolved at 42. You know, maybe I could find a way to add an... I don't know. I just don't want to add new Pokemon. Alright, I better go get Thunderfang. Alright, so long, Assurance. No, I may want to deposit stuff just in case the guy decides to make me black out. I'll just keep the Zubat for Fly. What's the plan for Quagsire? Natural Gift Grass. Which for Natural Gift Grass, you need a... It was one of the berries that was on the earlier routes. Like, I know for a fact I picked one up. Alright, I'm actually going to use the Shell Bell for this. Oh my god. Alright, one of these fishermen has a Gyarados, a Sea King, and a Barboach. Actually, this guy is a singular Gyarados. This guy wouldn't be that bad either. Okay, I think this is the guy. Goldeen. Goldeen. Okay, 2 Goldeen. That guy is fine too. 2 attack EVs. Barboach. What EV does Barboach give? Okay, not this guy. He does have a Gyarados, but I don't know what EV Barboach give. Yeah, definitely these 2 trainers here I'm going to want to fight. Barboach give HP. Okay, so the guy with the 3 Barboach I don't want to fight. Okay. Sadly, I'm only going to gain 2 EVs at a time. But it's just unfortunate the Macho Brace isn't available. Actually, wait, no. The guy that has a Sea King, Barboach, and a Gyarados, that's in Wake's gym. That's in Crasher Wake's gym. I mean, Dominic, I'm not fighting for money. I need attack EVs. Yeah, I think the Power Brace or Macho Brace, I think that's all in the post-game. Requires you to catch and show all 3 Burmy forms. Yeah, that's not happening. Sadly, I don't think there's any better trainer here for attack. Go grind on coins on Voltorb Flip. Oh wait, wrong game. Heart Gold Soul Silver is a lot better for the Macho Brace. You have to just catch a Drowsy. But yeah, I would prefer to have like 140 speed or so for the end game, but it's not completely required. Oh, interesting. If the timer runs out, they keep spinning, but they won't fight you. Interesting. Macho Race and Platinum is male Combi and female Combi, aka Hell. If I could just go into the wild and catch them, then yes, that'd be fine, but it's not worth slathering honey trees. You can reset for the gender of a Combi. Yeah, but it still takes like 6 hours for the Combi to show up. And what if I get unlucky and find a Munchlax? Man, I do wish I had access to the Fisherman with 3 Gyarados. You know, if I get the ability to use Surf, which is after this gym, there's actually a Fisherman that has 3 Gyarados on his team. It's right before Canalave. So that might be better. But I'd have to add up my EVs. Like, could I afford to delay that training? I'm going to pause and do the calculations. $23 HP, 100 speed, 141 attack, 44 special attack, 65 defense, 15 special defense, 388 minus 510. I have 122 EVs to spare. And, so yeah, I have 122 EVs to spare. So if I add on the 59 to get to 200 attack, I have 63 spare EVs. So honestly, I think I can afford to do it. And besides, some of the trainers in Wake's gym give attack EVs. I think I'd be better off waiting, but let me double verify that the guy's team is correct. Okay, there's a guy with 2 Gyarados. Okay, yeah, there's a guy with 2 Gyarados, and one guy with 4 Remoraid's and a Gyarados. A guy with Machoke and Mantike. Honestly, this isn't worth it. It's only 1 extra Gyarados per fight, and there's like no room to run around there. So honestly, I think these guys are more efficient. Little unfortunate. Oh yeah, the berry that I need for natural gift grass is the Pinap berry, which I did get. Yeah, it's just unfortunate. This guy's just going to be more... These guys will just be more efficient. If you know any of the ladies that like fishing, help me reel them in. At least I'm getting a buttload of experience that I needed anyway. I mean, I think Donphan's only really doing good just because we know about the attack EVs needed for Cynthia. I mean, we literally have to use Defense Scroll Rollout on Cynthia. That's just so dumb. What in the world do you mean by hand fishing? Like fishing IRL? Gabrielle Ultra Kill. I don't get it. Yeah, I think I'm going to continue training here till I get 180. Because I think the rest of the attack EVs I can get from Wake's Gym. Basically requires me to get into the water so I can see clearly and sneak up on the fish. Oh, interesting. Yeah, it's definitely going slow right now, but once we get the attack EVs that we need, all we have to worry about is just getting the rest of the rare candies. I don't know, wouldn't the water be cold? Or I guess unless you're in the south where it's like 90 plus. I got family in Tennessee that came up to where I live and taught me how to handfish. Huh, nice. Oh, you're from Michigan. When it's summer and hot, the water feels great. Yeah, the water feels great here as well where I am, but the problem is it takes like... It usually takes until the end of June for the water to be like at a passable temperature. Alright, I think we can stop training here now. Let's go fight Wake. First, though, I need to go buy some natural gift TMs. Summer, winter, tourists, and construction. Nice. Natural gift. I'll get like 4 TMs for it to be safe. Where we are, we have 4 seasons. We got spring, summer, fall, and then 5 different winters and 4 different... Ooh, it's springtime. Nope, still winter. Every time it's winter and we think it's springtime, we always get a bunch of false starts, if you know what I mean. Oh wait, get my Pokemon out. Whatever. But yeah, there are a bunch of trainers in this gym with Goldeen, Seaking, and Gyarados. Let's Crash Awake himself has a Gyarados. I will need to teach Natural Gift. Honestly, actually, I don't think I'll need to. I think Earthquake is just going to do enough. I don't know. I'm going to want Natural Gift Fire for the Scizor in Byron's gym. Honestly, yeah, because, I mean, Rock, Electric, and Ground is going to be pretty decent coverage. I don't really need Return. So I might delete Natural Gift, I'll teach Natural Gift over Return. Spring, summer, oh damn, there's no internet due to rain. Yeah, I think I can ignore teaching Natural Gift for now, because I think Earthquake's going to do enough to Quagsire. But let's see. Yeah, I'm a way higher level than I thought I'd be. But yeah, Thunderfang's going to one-shot. Floatzel is going to be a... It's going to be a two-shot with Thunderfang, so I may as well go for Earthquake. Wag hey. Come on, Boss KO, I know you're there. Thankfully, a Super Shucky allows me to click off of it and still register the inputs. Oh, let me make sure I used my final PP up. There we go. 16 Earthquakes. Oh, Croagunk can give attack EVs. Didn't know that. The worst battle theme in a main game? What theme was just playing? Really, what theme was just playing? Red Bar Gen 5. Yeah, I think the Red Bar Gen 5 theme is very overrated. I just don't like it when I'm hearing, like, the awesome Gen 5 trainer music, and then all of a sudden it gets interrupted with the low health theme. Like, I guess they were trying to make being in low health more exciting, but I wanted to bang out to the trainer music, and you just interrupted it with that. But I remember Shadow Stitch asked me, well, do you like it when in gym leader fights on the last Pokemon it plays like a more victorious theme? That I actually like, because it only applies to, like, very important gym leader fights, but the red bar thing applies to every single fight. And it gets annoying very quickly, but the one that happens with gym leaders when you're on the last Pokemon and things get tense, that I actually like. Because it's only going to happen like 8 times in a run at most. Assuming you first try every gym leader. Alright, at least we're almost at 200 attack EVs. Oh, serious question. Since we're almost at the end of the week, what have you guys thought of my new schedule? Like, having all the videos be in Pokemon Moon, but we'll scatter in the various games as random solo run streams, so every week we'll probably do 3 or 4 different games. Like, what do you guys think of this new schedule? Do you like this one better, or did you like the old one better? Felt almost the same as before. think that's because some of the streams haven't changed. Like, I'm still doing Crystal backports. Pokemon Moon is still being done on Friday. But I'm able to fit more games. Like, instead of seeing, like, Pokemon Platinum once every 13 weeks, when I would do Platinum Week, you could see it once a month now. And I get to do the random streams again. That's honestly, making the videos for Moon specifically, I actually really enjoy making Moon videos. Normally, I don't like editing, but for Moon videos, I actually do enjoy editing them. There's just so much to talk about. Plus, it's not like other games where when I want to make the video, I just want to rush it because there's not much to talk about. But with Sun and Moon, since there's always so much going on, like in each individual battle, including how EVs affect the final fights, I actually want to talk about each fight in detail. Literally, the Venusaur video today is 43 minutes long. Maybe you'll have a more solid option in like a week. I don't know. Even when I did the 7 days of Moon videos back in December, the Moon videos I did enjoy editing the most. But yeah, true. We'll give it a few more weeks and see how I like it. Candies. Yep, that's all of them. Actually, let me go fight the guy with the 2 Gyarados. I need a little bit of attack. Actually, this guy's going to be an attack right now. Yeah, I guess I don't need to fight that guy. Screw him. So yeah, when we enter Byron's gym, right before Caesar, I'll need to teach Natural Gift over Return and equip the Pineapple Berry. Our Raptor gives attack? Oh, okay. Good to know. I thought it gave speed because Starly and Staravia, or Starly gives speed at least. Okay, yeah, attack is good. Why not just use Earthquake on Scizor? You know, I actually forgot it was neutral. I thought it resisted Earthquake. You know what? Yeah, we'll give that a try. Oh, I do need to remember, I need to get a second heart scale. Yeah, I guess for the Bronzors, I guess Thunderfang does neutral damage, so I think Thunderfang's gonna have to be my move. Oh yeah, Bronzor are pure cancer, yeah, I agree. It's literally like Gen 1 Exeggutor. Terrible to play with, very terrifying to actually battle with. Battle against, sorry. Yeah, literally the reason Donphan needed EVs is just solely because there's no setup moves. But you may be wondering though, like, are the extra attack EVs going to be necessary for Cynthia when we're going to use rollout? And the answer is yes. So I remember with Defense Curl, with the 200 or so attack EVs at level 78, I remember one of her Pokemon ended up barely becoming a 2-shot, which is going to matter because where the rollout ends absolutely matters. I just think this Pokemon's probably going to end up being like level 95 to 98 if I didn't get the EVs. Plus, how long did it take me to get the EVs? Like 8 or 9 minutes? It would take a lot longer than that to train to like the low to mid 90s. East Byron was pretty easy. The reason he has a whole tier dedicated to him. GTS theme. Yeah, I've never really heard the GTS theme before because I never used the GTS as a kid. Shame though, I definitely missed out. Actually, there's one thing I really missed out on. You know the Pokemon Dream World? On, you would play it like on, it was either on your 3DS or it was on the computer. There was like a website. You could like send Pokemon to it. And then they'll like gather items, help you find Pokemon, then they get sent to your Etralink. The Dream World. I've always wanted to do that, but by the time I could figure out how to do it, Nintendo Wi-Fi got shut down in 2014. So I don't, unless there's still fan servers up, I'm never gonna get the opportunity to play it. Okay, there's another heart scale. We're good. Dang it. Hey, at least I'm not going to do what I did with Azelf. I also missed out on that. Why didn't I get Y2 back when I bought that 3DS? When did you buy your 3DS? Was that during a time where you could purchase Y2 for like 50 bucks? I still have my original copy of Black version 2 from as a kid. Like when the game came out, it still has the manual, the case, and obviously the game. I could sell the entire thing on eBay for like $200 and someone will buy it, but I won't. I just don't like selling part of my childhood. I mean, there were times we were forced to do it, not with our games, but with some other toys that we really did love playing with when we grew up. But then when we were forced to sell them, it did hurt, but there were some times where I actually had to. Like, for example, when we were younger, me and my brother were really into toy trains, for example, and we had a bunch of, it was a toy line called Trackmaster, like for Thomas and Friends. You could like make giant layouts and have like engines and rolling stock on it, and they were all battery powered. We had a lot of fun with those as kids, but they took so much space and storage, and with how small our current house is, we were forced to downscale severely, and a lot of those toys we grew up with, we had to sell them to get rid of them. I still have like a green tote remaining of like probably 12 different engines, a bunch of cars and coaches, and handful of track, but we used to have a lot more than that. But we were forced to downsize a lot of it because there was no room. It did definitely hurt though, having to sell a lot of them, especially since they were actually older rolling stock, so they actually had some collector's value to them. Like, I think one of the trains we had to sell, nowadays you can buy on eBay for like 80 bucks. And I think we sold it for like 50 or 60. So it definitely would have been nice if we still have them, but sadly we had to. Oh, the shop was... Wait, the eShop was giving out a free game? Or, like, the game store you bought it from? Your old Pansage plush. I actually have some really old Pokemon plushes, too. They're not with me right now, but we have a Pikachu, Grottle, Monferno, and Primplup. They were ones where they had a little button in their hand or their paws or whatever, and there'd be like a little voice box inside. It would play their anime cries. Those plushes, I believe, are from 2009. I don't know if they still work. I think the batteries just need to be replaced, but I think even if the batteries were replaced, I don't think the voice boxes will work anymore. Oh, something we did have, we actually had these little, like, Pokemon, like, mini figures. It came with a game. I can't remember what the game was called, but... Like, I legitimately can't remember what it called. It was basically a game where... you had a Pokemon that was on top of a little red platform with Pokeball, like, things on the side. You know those games at carnivals where you would throw the baseball at a little target? It, like, flaps back. The little red platform was kind of surrounded by those. And on each side, there would be, like, a Pikachu with little electric disc launchers. And you would try to knock that Pokemon off of its platform, and it'd be moving around. I cannot remember what that game is called, but... you could actually buy a bunch of figures that went with that game. It was mainly Gen 5 Pokemon. But you bought a bunch of figures that went with them, and you could, like, put them on the different platform. And it was a lot of fun. We had a lot of figures that came with that. And we were heavily into playing with Pokemon figures, not just with that game. Even long after we quit playing that game, we actually reused a lot of the minifigures for something fun we used to do at our old house in the middle of the woods. We would actually have a little spot nearby, some like dirt and some bushes and stuff. We would actually make our own little village, like with all the figures as like the citizens, kind of like Animal Crossing style. We would have rocks representing houses. And we'd have all the Pokemon together. Dude, me and my brother would be outside for hours playing that in the summer. We did end up recently selling all of those figures, though, at a yard sale. But to be fair, none of them were really that valuable, and even if they were severely sun-damaged, sun-bleached, and covered in dirt. They were just very heavily worn, but guess what? They were heavily worn because us as kids played with them. Is it called Rumble? I'm gonna have to look it up. Because trust me, it's driving me nuts too. Funnily enough, though, I remember this one time at our old place. We actually had this, me and my brother had this neat idea where we should take a bucket full of our Pokemon figures, walk up and down our driveway, and just throw them blindly into the nearby bushes or like down the hill and stuff. And we would play like a scavenger hunt to try and find them, like we were actually catching them in the wild. However, though, there are still a few figures we have not found before we moved out, and still to this day, they're probably on the property somewhere covered in moss and grass and weeds. They're probably still there somewhere. I know two of them is, there was a Reshiram figurine that came with that game. And there was also a Burger King Sandslash plush from, the late 90s. And I remember during our final couple of years of living there, I remember we would randomly just be playing with the village, and just one day nearby, we would just randomly find one of the figures on the ground. Some of them are still over there lost to this day. Some of the figures are lost media. I wouldn't exactly call them that. Like, they're not unreleased. There's probably hundreds of thousands of them made. I think the figures, like, slightly used by themselves could sell for, like, $5. Okay, I think my EV spread is full, but we'll have it. Oh, I should have access to rock polish by now. I need to go get that right now. Dang it. Oh, here's another quote-unquote piece of lost media. I once had this toy, like, foam giant boomerang. I threw it in front of my house. It, like, went around a bunch of trees, swerved to the left, and I tried going into the trees to find it. I could not find it. To this day, I never found that boomerang. I only got to throw it one time, and then I never threw it ever again, because it's just lost. I think looking back at it, it ended up being really, really high on one of the branches because we were surrounded by tall pine trees. I think it just ended up being on top of one of the branches, like near the top of the tree, and I just never saw it. Like, I was looking on the ground. I guess we do need to outspeed the Weavile. True. What's the speed of, Weavile? I mean, to be fair, though, Weavile has physical moves anyway. Well, the problem is, it was very light and made of foam. I mean, by the sense of justifying getting rock polish. Oh, right. Well, to be fair, the final Cyrus fight's going to be pretty difficult because he is going to lead with a Houndoom that has Will-O-Wisp. But what we could just do is hold a Rossberry. I'm more worried about the Gyarados than Intimidate. Honestly, I'm not. I think I'm going to use Rollout on that fight. Whoops. Live Y reaction. Honestly, is there any fight where we really need to have Natural Gift? Like, I'm trying to think here. Guys, do you really think there's any use to Natural Gift? I think so. You know what I just realized? Wide lens rollout could actually go hard. Bro. Why? Oh, good thing I saved. Ground plus normal move has almost perfect coverage. The few things that do resist it are covered by Thunderfang. True. Well, yeah. You're right. And Urbane and Tawny's theme are actually pretty good. I didn't like it at first, but I actually do like their theme. It's actually really good. Hunter ate all of his berries. Great Tusk versus Iron Treads. I've had experience with Great Tusk in Scarlet and Violet battles. It's definitely a really decent Pokemon, but I think it would definitely go good on some Trick Room teams for sure. I am terrible at Trick Room teams. I barely play with them at all. Then again, I don't really like playing in doubles. It's more of a Tailwind mon? Probably, but wouldn't its base speed still be so low that Tailwind can't completely help it? Yeah, I think I'm at the EV cap, but at least I got the minimum 200, so we should be fine. I'm gonna get Rock Slide just in case, but I think we might actually have to hold on to Rollout the entire game. But I will need to delete Return for Defense Curl before the league. Has 87 speed? What? Great Tusk does? I thought it had like base 30. Huh. Whoops. You know what? I need to get some sort of desk lamp by my bed over there, so that way the Ammonite can always be in the spotlight. That'd be pretty funny. But the thing is, it's one of those like cheap plastic drawer nightstand things from Walmart. So it wouldn't really have a good spot for it. You should have your EVs to be highlighted if maxed out. I really do need to. I agree with you on that. Or better yet, somewhere on the overlay, I need to show, like, the grand total. Thing is, I would have to find a spot for it. Like, it's got to be somewhere where it'll, like, fit in. Maybe where return is? Yeah, maybe I could, like, move the return box over to the left. And then right underneath resets, I'll put EV total. It would help on my Gen 3 and 4 overlays. Not really with Gen 5. I mean, Gen 5, I kind of just have to do it blindly. Because Pokebite just makes Gen 5 run like 25 FPS slower on my computer than without it, and it will affect my results. Like, instead of getting a clean like 240, I'll be around like 210. And I've already done a lot of runs with it, so it will add up. Give me a sec. Oh, you've got to be kidding. Yeah, I had an original thought where I would, like, have the EVs completely go away. Or maybe I should have them change color. Honestly, I think having them change color would be way easier because I won't have to edit my overlay PNGs or, like, move things around. I can easily take it to where I just change its color. But the question is, like, what color could I make them? So the problem is, it's got to be a color that stands out against all of those. Maybe, like, dark green? Red? The problem is, the HP bar is like a pink color, and the speed is purple. If you're wondering why it's those colors, those are the Bulbapedia colors. Green does stand out. Yeah, I think it needs to be dark green. Yeah, I think so. I think that's the one color that'll stand out against all those colors. The only other color I could think of is white. I don't know. Do you guys think green or white? Oh, rock polish. Delete return for rock polish. Can we see after the stream? Well, the problem is it's going to take me a little bit to figure out how to do it. I might have to ask an AI to do it for me. There's a decent percentage of some of the more complex things on my overlay that I've asked AI to help me code. Do you think we can still beat Rhyperior? What did Rhyperior get? Wait a minute. Rhyperior got a 152. I think Rhyperior already beat the game by now. But besides, after this stream... Oh shit, there's still that Glamora backport. Oh man. Yeah, I won't have time to work on it. I mean, I'm too tired to actually make the ROM, but if I can at least make the sprite... Oh my god. Rhyperior didn't do the best either. Yeah. Oh, like, for example, the part on my overlay where the HP turns from green to yellow to red, I actually had an AI help me code that. I basically gave it all the Pokebite property paths, told it exactly what I wanted it to do, how I would structure the code, and then I copied and pasted what it gave me, And it worked. I mean, funnily enough, this Donphan run is still going great. I think this is as good as Donphan can do, but we need to wait and see, like, how the league goes. I am still very worried about Cynthia. Just like its competitive history, the thing is outclassed by better ground types, outside of Rapid Spin. True. I mean, isn't Excadrill a far better Rapid Spin user than Donphan? Rost. You know, even though I'm a little tired now, I'm not as tired as I was the previous day when I did that 10-mile bike ride. Okay, so right here, I'm going to want one Rock Polish, Will-O-Wisp Miss. Oh my god. Okay, I should have just used Earthquake. Oh? Oh my god, I hate this game. Dude, I really should have considered Wide Lens. Come on. There we go. +5. Hey, at least Rollout let us win without needing candies. Which is a good thing because... What's the minimum level we need for Cynthia? 78? Which actually, we might have enough rare candies for that. This game gives you almost 20. Because there's still 3 rare candies after Volkner. How many rare candies you currently have? Let me take a look. Uh, 16. So adding 16 to that, that's 78. Oh, I actually have enough. I don't even need the candies in Victory Road. But I may as well wait till after Volkner so I can get a higher level. Because I think getting the higher level will help with rollout ranges on Cynthia. And who knows, I might need the range. I might need the extra damage for Lucian too. But yeah, I'll definitely wait until after Volkner to use the candies. Wait for Cynthia? I'll wait before the league. I'll use them before the rival. Before the rival. I mean, being at a higher level, like I mentioned before, it's just going to help with rollout ranges. Aaron and Flint are easy, though. Yeah, but the candies might be needed for Bertha. Oh, they will absolutely be needed for Bertha. Yeah, we got rid of our best option versus Gliscor. You mean return? Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, the thing is, we wouldn't really have move room for it, because I gotta delete Thunderfang for Defense Curl. Actually, this might cause some problems. Because otherwise, we're gonna have to use Rollout on Bertha, which is definitely a no-go. And we can't get an extra copy of Earthquake either. Are we just toast? Honestly, I think if we just get a high enough level, we can afford to just use Rollout. But yeah, we're gonna have to use Rollout on Bertha. This isn't Diamond and Pearl. Yeah, Diamond and Pearl Bertha, you could just spam Earthquake, because there's no Gliscor in that game. Although, funnily enough, Flint in Diamond and Pearl would actually be bad. I would have to use a mix of, like, Rollout / Rock Slide and Earthquake. Like, I can't just spam one move the whole time. Like, Flint would actually be a challenge in Diamond and Pearl, because I'd have to, like, change my moves up. Oh, okay, so 2. I'm definitely going to need to use an Ether. Why am I saving before this guy? You know, the reason on my tier list I didn't make a Volkner tier is because it's not really Volkner's fault that he's never a threat. It's just because the Cyrus fight before him is so difficult, most runs have to use all the rare candies. Like, it's not really Volkner's fault. Like, his team is still good in this game. It's just his placement is bad. I think if he was fought as the true 8th gym leader and not after Cyrus, like you fought this guy then Cyrus, I think Volkner would be a little harder. Oops. I've seen Volkner be a problem for Mr. Mime. Granted, he refused to use Choice Specs or Odd Incense. Odd Incense, I know, is because he hates going in the ruins of Alf. But Choice Specs, Scott has just straight up said he hates the Choice Specs because he's not good enough at the games to just straight up remember what the trainers have. But honestly, in my opinion, like, Scott has done the games for quite a while at this point. But the problem is, like, it's just the way he does his first playthrough series, he doesn't really get a chance to, like, properly learn the games. Like, I think he, from the very get-go, should have just done 2 playthroughs. I mean, I don't do second playthroughs, but, like, I'm talking, like, his style of content. He can do what he likes best, but I think if in, like, Platinum and Heart Gold, if he had just done, like, 2 playthroughs and just make an attempt to optimize, like, you'll get a better time for sure. Will it be the best time possible? No, but you can always come back to it. I think Scott just enjoys the newer generations being 1 playthrough because it makes recording content quicker. Like, I asked him, like, if it's just straight up way faster to produce videos for the newer gens than the older ones, and he said yes. It takes him far more effort to create a video for Emerald than for Fire Red. Because in Emerald, he has the 2 playthroughs and the routing, but in Fire Red, he doesn't. Plus the weird inconsistencies with his rule sets. I wholeheartedly expected Scott to show up. I like when he does Yellow, Crystal, and Emerald because he tries to put in the second playthrough and seeing the full potential. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, am I dead? Yep. Dude, it's always frickin' Leech Seed, dude. It's always Leech Seed. Man, I really did not have a good answer for Torterra. That was my first blackout. I mean, I think it's definitely a time thing. But to be fair, like, what I do to make up for the fact that I don't do follow-up playthroughs unless my first playthrough was so horrendously bad is, I will attempt to, like, route the Pokemon ahead of time with Kingler Calc and, like, EV estimations, kind of like what I did at the start of the stream. Because I think it kind of gives you second playthrough results without doing the first playthrough. There we go. Okay, yeah, I did do a second playthrough with, like, Alakazam and Red and Kadabra and Crystal, but that's because I knew the Pokemon was so good that I had to give it a good time. Alright, thankfully I do not need Stone Edge, so I can just skip that. Well, plus, like, for the actual videos, I do have people helping me with planning. N1 2015 does help me plan out the Sun and Moon playthroughs. Axukairi Sora helps me plan pretty much any other game. Like with the Blastoise run, he knew a few days in advance I'd be doing it, so he actually made some notes for me. I mean, it's always nice to accept help from others. I mean, for the random streams, like, it's kind of like a collective thing. Like, we all work together. Like, I come up with ideas, and then people in chat can chime in. I actually like team effort planning. It's actually really fun. Yeah, N1, thanks for that. I would gift you a membership specifically, but YouTube doesn't have that feature. Are you going to beat Scott's Mewtwo run? In Heart Gold? Oh, speaking of which, if any of you guys are in Scott's Thoughts solo running Discord server, next Wednesday, he and I are going to do a playthrough in Heart Gold. He only has a few Crystal runs left to record for the year, but I told him I really want to help him out with a few Heart Gold playthroughs instead. Because I really want to compare our skill sets. I don't know what Pokemon it is we're doing, but we'll do one. Wow, Power Whip missed. That was lucky. The champ has a bad Platinum Sprite? I don't know. I like it. You know who has a bad Diamond and Pearl Sprite? Gabite and Steelix. The Steelix literally freaking floats. And Gabite's face is, like, crushed in like it's, like it was dropped on its head as a baby. Yeah, its Platinum Sprite is way better. I don't think it's Gliscor. Alright, I need to go get Defense Curl now. Defense Curl in the place of Thunderfang. It's just for Cynthia, we need the extra damage from Rollout. Alright, so long, Thunderfang. Alright, here's our final set. Alright, level 67, 18 rare candies. This will take us directly to level 85? Yeah, 85. This is going to be a way higher level than we needed, but this higher level might be needed for Bertha, because we're going to have to use rollout on her. I don't know what Gliscor's Diamond and Pearl sprite's like. It's not even in the game. Oh great, that's going to activate Intimidate twice. Oh my god. Oh my... Dude. This is actually getting ridiculous. Dude, I really should have considered wide lens. This is actually nuts, dude. Really nuts. You know what? I'm getting it. I'm getting the wide lens. I think it was only 1,000 coins for the wide lens. Yep. Thank God. Because, wait, rock incense. Shoot, where's the rock incense? Where's the rock incense? Might help versus Bertha too. Yeah, I need it for Cynthia as well. Let's see, where is it? Wago Ironworks. Oh. Okay. Because the rock incense I did have to get for Bonsly. Bonsly needed the rock incense and 252 attack EVs. It needed all of it. Because without it, it could not beat Cynthia. And even then, it needed level 93 at a minimum. I don't remember which of the balls it is, though. Oops. There it is. Oops. Yeah, it's very annoying to get, but the Heartstone is only available in the Underground, to my knowledge. Alright, we got the wide lens and the rock incense. Alright, don't miss this time, you little thing. I don't miss those spinning puzzles. Neither do I. Acquiring a higher level than Mime Jr. Mime Jr. had Charge Beam. Sadly, no Calm Mind, though. It didn't get it by level up. Dude, ZA had some of the best trainer themes. Except for the generic Battle Zone trainer music, that stuff sucked. The rest of it was really good. I know one thing my brother always said was one of his biggest gripes with Pokemon compared to Earthbound is that the battle music was way too repetitive. It was like the same thing for like 95% of people, but the newer games definitely put more of an effort to giving each like main character their own theme. Alright, I'm gonna try this with Wide Lens first instead of Rock Incense and see how it goes. Ooh, second. That's actually good. Dude, that just destroyed that Rhyperior. This guy is going to be a joke. Also, 156, we now outspeed everything in the game. Remember when I said I didn't have as many speed EVs as I would like? Well, we got the higher level anyway, so what difference does it make? Bertha always gave me problems. I think as a kid, the one that gave me the most problems was actually Lucian. I don't know, because I played in Platinum. I think it was Lucian. Also, since we are a higher level for Cynthia compared to our initial routing, we honestly probably don't need Rock Incense for her. Oh yeah, you're right. That level ended up giving us the outspeed. That's nice. Honestly, I'm going to try the fight with Wide Lens first on Cynthia. If I win with Wide Lens, then I wasted my time getting the incense. I just don't be a wuss. Just equip the incense. Well, I didn't need the 87 to outspeed. I needed a minimum level of 78 for Cynthia. A minimum. And that was with Rock Incense. But the higher level should help too, especially with defensive reasons. Okay, the special defense drop's not good. Great. Great start. I believe the chance of hitting 5 rollouts is like 60-something%. Oh my god, I hate this thing. Ooh, nice. I think the Rock Incense mattered for that +2. Nice. About 59%. Ah, okay. Sub 220, 219.33. 8 resets, 1 blackout, level 88. Okay, the rock incense does allow the room for 1 miss on Spiritomb, but looking back, actually wait. The miss on the Spiritomb actually allowed me to knock out Garchomp with the +5. But then again, I could have just used 2 Earthquakes on it, so I think rock incense may have been unnecessary because of my high level. But I did not expect to get level 88. Like, I think it was just the amount of rare candies you get. Alright, let's put this in the tier list. Game time of 8:01. Real time of 2:19.33. Level 88. 8 resets, 1 blackout. I feel like this is as good as Donphan could realistically play. Alright. If we take a look at the tier list, check it out. Our very first Pokemon in the F tier. Despite how good there we go. Despite how good we played this run, it's still F tier. This did worse than Uxie, Rampardos, and look at this. It was about 12 minutes better than Plusle. It's all the time we took to train, dude. This was just not a great run. Compared to, like, everyone else, at least. But hey, at least we got something in the F tier. Yeah, anyway, thank y'all for stopping by, everyone. I do appreciate it. The next stream will be tomorrow. We'll be doing Mega Glamora in